Hi everyone, I'm making this video to add my voice to the voice of many Nigerians who are crying out there today because their youth is being killed. Unarmed protesters who are simply protesting the brutal violence they suffer in the hands of the police force who are supposed to protect them. Unarmed, unarmed protesters crying out for the injustice being meted out to them. Many of them killed in cold blood without any crime, just for possession of something as simple as an iPhone. It's a crime to many of these people. So possessing something as simple as a laptop or driving a good car is a crime to them. And these youth, they've had it. And they are out there protesting, calling for an end to this injustice. And the old men in political power who have grip of power, who are afraid of letting go, they unleash the military. The military, you guys should be a little bit ashamed of yourselves. Right there, over there in Sambisa Forest, you have Boko Haram who are harassing and killing your men. And you have no answer to them. But these unarmed people, especially when it has to do with the south, east, and now southwest, you guys should be ashamed of yourselves. It doesn't matter the politician who enlisted you. You should be ashamed of yourself. See, all over the world, you can see the headlines. The Nigerian army shoots and kills at least 12 people. What's their crime? For wanting to be alive? All over the world, we stood with France when terrorists attacked them. Everybody said, turn their Facebook, what's it called, profile picture to the flag of France. Je suis Paris. Je suis Paris, they said. Or Je suis Charlie, they said. When it touches other words, well, a few months ago, when there was a protest in the US over Black Lives Matter, the whole world stood in solidarity. We are calling for the same here for Nigeria. They are killing our youth. They tell us the youth are the leaders of tomorrow. When you kill your youth, who will lead you tomorrow? I'm calling on the international communities to rise up and stand with Nigeria. Let us rise up and stand with Nigeria. Enough of this nonsense. There's something you guys can do. I mean, you can deny them visas. You can deny them traveling to your countries, whether it is medical tourism or whatever kind of tourism. If they can't get their acts together, you can prosecute them in International Court of Justice for human rights abuse and committing genocide against their own youth. We need to rise up and say enough is enough. Whoever is in the leadership of Nigeria, whoever is there, needs to stand up, come up now and address the people. Why would you let this happen to your youth? Many of these people in power have been there forever. From 83. This one that is the president right now, from 83. You guys are there and the country is as bad as it could get. As bad as it could get. But enough is enough. The youth has had it. We've had it up here. Enough is enough. I don't know if I'll have this opportunity to talk on this again, and I hope that this ends. But I want to talk to the youth as well. 2023. We make up 60% or more of the electorate of the country. Whoever we put there is going to be there. Let's get someone who speaks our voice. I'm tired of recycling these men. They should retire and watch us try. They have tried, it didn't work. Let us try. We can't keep doing the same thing the same way and expect a different result. It doesn't work that way. Let's try. Let us try. Let's put people out there. Let's have people to volunteer and come out. And when a youth volunteers, let us stand behind them. Let's vote for them. And let's hold them accountable. Everyone that is involved with us in this struggle, let's look within ourselves and find someone, anybody who is willing to serve. Because we are tired of this. Can you imagine what they say that the senators get in salary a month? Can you imagine the amount? 36 million naira per month. I'm going to punch a calculator right here because that's some money. 36 million. Now, let's convert this to US dollars at 450 naira. This is 80,000 US dollars a month. Many people in the US, they make about 80,000 US dollars a year. And this is not minimum wage. Many senators in the US, they make about 150, 160,000 US dollars a year. These guys are making 80,000 a month. This is just salary. I'm not talking about all those newspaper allowances and sitting down allowance and sleeping on the chambers allowance. Because many of them, they spend sleepless nights trying to get themselves to the chamber. They spend sleepless nights. If it's killing or rigging, whatever, they will do it to get to the chamber, only for them to sleep for the rest of their time in chamber until the next election. Many of them has no bills to their name. Many of them don't even know what they're talking about. You heard recently when they signed this loan deal with China, and the whole deal was written in Chinese, in Mandarin. Meanwhile, in Nigeria, your official language is English, and you have your local language is the Igbo, the Hausa, the Yoruba, and then other languages. You couldn't find any to choose from. You chose Mandarin. And you could hear some of the officials say, it doesn't matter if China takes over the sovereignty of the nation. These are the people running the country. Nothing against China, they're trying to protect themselves, but we have to speak for ourselves. We have to rise up and speak for ourselves. We are a nation, a sovereign nation for that matter. We need to rise up. Enough of this nonsense. Enough already. Enough. Every person that has any sense of dignity should rise up. Even if you don't support this cause, speak so we know where you stand. Everybody needs to rise up and say something. We need to know where everyone stands. All these nations, we need to know where you guys stand. Everybody, all the people on earth, we need to know where you stand when we are being persecuted this way. Someone said, we will not remember the voice of our enemies, but the silence of our friends, those who claim to be our friends or to be on our side. Now is the time to speak. Now is the time. Speak, arise. Let's hear your voice. Let's see where you stand. You don't have to stand with us, but stand. Take a stand. Because if you're not with us, you are against us. If you're not fighting with us, you are fighting against us. If you're not standing with us, you're standing against us. If you're not gathering with us, you are scattering. We need to know where you stand. Speak up, rise up. Enough is enough. This brutality needs to end. This brutality needs to end. Which parents want to eat up their own children, kill their own children? One of the leaders in Lagos, one of the so-called leaders, I should say, one of the so-called leaders in Lagos, who is supposed to own the toll gate, gets money from the toll gate after being governor for a long time, cannot go away from the limelight and let the younger ones go through. They gave the order, I read, to turn off the light at night so they can shoot and kill the youth. Big shame on you guys. Big shame. And you think it will go well with you and your children and your descendants, right? The evil that men do, live with them. All this evil that you guys do, scripture says God is not mocked. All this evil, whatever a man sows, he will reap. This is not a curse. This is the truth. The reason we tell it is so you can cease and desist. This is the truth. God is a God of second chances, but when you keep resisting instruction, the Bible says anyone who is being warned often and hardens his neck, he will fall into destruction, and that without remedy. Are you hearing that one? Anyone who is often rebuked but hardens his neck shall fall into calamity, and that without remedy. This is not a curse. This is the truth. We tell it so you can cease and desist. We tell it so you can turn around. We tell it so you can stop. We're not placing a curse on you. We're telling the truth. Cease and desist. This evil needs to stop. What are you gaining from that? What do you gain when you kill somebody else? What do you gain? Did you gain eternal life to your soul for killing somebody else? What did you gain? What are these youth asking for? That is too much. Let me be with my cell phone. Let me be with my laptop. Let me be with my car that I labor to get. That you're not helping me with. I have to pay the gas fee. The pump price. You're telling me it doesn't make sense for Nigeria to buy gas cheaper than Saudi Arabia. You didn't tell us how much they pay people in Saudi Arabia. And these guys go through almost nothing. No amenities from the government. Bad roads. So many places are unmotorable. No electricity, no power supply, nothing. No good health care. No good schooling system. You can go through a university, whole university graduate as an engineer without seeing any engine to be near. Everything you have to read on papers and memorize. You have to have good memories to picture everything. And they struggle through. They come out, no jobs. Many graduates, first degree holders, master's degree holders, even PhD holders, drive keke just to make ends meet. And when they struggle and find a way to buy a cell phone, it becomes a crime. And these SARS people will take them to a bank, or they have their own POS, and force them to withdraw money. That is blood you guys are taking. That is blood you guys are taking. And you wonder why things stayed the same. You wonder why things are not going well with you. After you did everything you did, and things still don't work for you. You wonder why. The evil that men do, live with them. God is not mocked. Whatever you sow, you reap. Let the youth be. Many of you are octogenarians. Many of you are in your 60s and 70s and 80s. Including your football age. You're still that old. When are you going to get out of the way? Enough is enough. And you can see, as you're killing these people, they are coming out more. As you're killing us, we're coming out more. We're coming out more. It has to tell you something. There's nothing that can stop a revolution whose time has come. The Nigerian youth have kept quiet long enough. But like we say in Nigerian parlance, our mumu don't do. Our mumu don't do. The time is up. This is our time. Your time is up. This now is our time. And I'm calling on everyone all over the world. Rise up and let's hear your voice. Speak on this matter. Whether you are for or against, we need you to rise up and speak on this matter. But I stand with my people. An end to the killing of the youth. An end to the killing of innocent citizens. An end to the killing of people who demand their right. Why are you hiking the price of fuel? Why are you hiking the price of electricity when there is none? There's no good road, no access to good road. You guys just sit there, and every month the senators take home 36 million each. The members of the House take home 24 million each. We're not talking about the ones that were former governors who still take pension or whatever they call it as governors, and they're senators at the same time and take salaries. And when you tell them to pay the poor civil servants just 30,000 naira, let's press the calculator. 30,000 naira in dollars using the same rate is 66, guys. 66.6667. $67. To pay people $67, you guys sit on it. But when it comes to taking $80,000 in the same country, this is unbelievable. It's unthinkable. During election years, you carry salt. You take salt, and you take small bags of you take maybe one big bag of gari and rebag it in small quantities. That will not even be enough for one asoki, for one drinking of gari, to go and give to the people, to bribe them for your votes. And when you do aught, and our people, we need to rise up. We need to stop paying lip service to these politicians. We need to stop giving them adulations for doing a little thing they're supposed to do. They are paid to walk on the road, to build the roads. They are paid to be the chief security officers. They are paid to do the things they are doing. And when they do these things, we should stop applauding them. They're on the airwaves. Oh, I've done this. They have done it. I've built this road. That's your job. Okay, that is your job. If you're not supposed to do the job, don't go there. If you don't think you should do the job, don't be there. Oh, this government is working. What are you working? That's what you're hired. You're paid. For goodness sake, you're paid. Oh, the president. Excuse me, you are paid. Nobody forced you to go there. Resign if you can't do it. If we must clap for you to build a road, get out of the place. If we must clap for you to let the schools run, get out of the place. You don't belong there. If you can't do the job, I know this is my job, I gotta do it. Get out of the place. Oh, this is dividend of democracy. Yeah. We expect that, nothing less than that. If you think otherwise, you don't belong there. We need to think like people. Stop applauding these guys. If they don't want to do the job, they should get out of there. 2023, we're coming. All these youth, let's fill people everywhere. Up, down the tickets everywhere. From the presidency to the councilor, let's fill everywhere. Let's take over this country. US had a president who was 40-something years old. Canada has a president for something years old. France for something years old. So many countries. Youth leading the country. So it's only in Africa you see a guy like Buhari or Paul Biya who sit there forever. This is a shame on you guys. Shame. Someone told me one time, he said, the way you know that you're successful is what happens with your successor. When you live there, when you leave your position and watch the people that you claim to have raised take over, when they do it well, then you are successful. If you've been in power since 83 and now you're still afraid that if not you, nobody else will do it, you have done a bad job, okay? And for Paul Biya, you've been there for 30-something years and you think nobody else can lead Cameroon except you. You have done a bad job. Get out of there. You mean you don't even have a child you can trust? If you have a child that is 30-something years old, you cannot even give your son a turn until you die. I think that's what some of you are thinking. You have to be there till you die. It's not your father's birthright. It's not your birthright. Get out of the place. All right. This killing has to stop. And this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning, because we need to make things right. This is just the beginning. We need to make things right. The youth, we need to speak up, and our voices must be heard. When these people call for rallies, just a few weeks ago actually, the rally in Edo State, the PDP, they gathered crowds, the APC, they gathered crowds. And most of those are the youth in the crowds. We should stop following these people, because they fall into this false sense of they are working. They are not working for us. When they call us, don't go. When they give you those 5,000 or 3,000 or whatever they give you to come to the rallies, don't go. Let them know that they don't have any power, no popularity. Because in the multitude of the people is the king's honor. When the people don't show up, the king knows he has no honor. Don't show up when they call you. Don't show up. Let's have our own. Let's rise up and have our own reps. Stand for us, defend us, fight for us. There's no reason anywhere in the world will be better than Nigeria. No reason. Are you talking about natural resources? There's no reason. Our educational system has no reason to be suffering. Why? Because every resource you need on earth today for education is available online. Everything they learn at MIT, they are available online. The only difference is the professors are different, but the materials are there. You can go to Udemy and learn whatever you want to learn. You can go to some online schools and learn whatever you want to learn. You can get the curriculum for any school in the world online. It's only the resources, the financial resources to build the structures where the people have to go to learn, to buy the computers and buy the things that they need to learn. That's the only thing we're looking for. And we don't need these old people that, I'm not talking about old in terms of age, I'm talking about in terms of thinking. Because they think backwards. We need to get these people out of the way and get the people who are forward thinking, who are new in their thoughts, to be in the places of power. We have a lot in Nigeria. You know, sometimes we pray, oh God, give us, let there be light, or whatever we call it, NEPA or whatever. I think some angels would just be laughing at Nigeria and say, what is wrong with these people? We have the sun. We have the sun from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. You have the sun. What are we doing with it? We have the sand from which you can make silicon. You can extract silicon from silicon dioxide and make silicon wafers. You can make transistors. You can make solar panels. You can make anything. But the only thing we do with sand in Nigeria is to build a house, or maybe have some on your back when you go to the beach. But just 400 degrees Celsius, you can start separating the silicon from silicon dioxide, and you can make transistors. You can make or anything, any electronics you want, you can make. But we have these people who are not forward thinking, stopping the way of the progressive thinking people. It's time we get them out of the way. We have the brains. We have it. Our people, whenever they go anywhere in the world, they excel. One of us was one of the founders of the internet. Made the fastest computer in its time, 3.1 billion calculations in 1 second. In its time, it was one of the best then. These are our people. Leading all over the world. Cardiologists in the US, leaders all over the world. In Canada, hospitals being named after them. All over the world. Becoming lawyers or doctors, all kinds of professions all over the world. They succeed. But when they come to these backward thinking people, they all think about, I was talking to a professor who told me he has this research, multi-billion dollars research work proposals and so on, goes to a school to make a proposal and they say, oh yeah, give us 5 million naira bribe. Stupid thinking, backward thinking people. But enough is enough. And I'm going to end it here. Until next time, stay focused. Let's keep fighting for what we want. And God will give it to us when we don't give up. He said, if you faint not, you will get what you want. You will get what you have been promised if you do not faint.